Good morning. So, yesterday I was working. I sat by the computer most of the day. I had really good concentration, and I worked most of the day on also on cup designs because I want to start doing cup designs and building my own site in Wix. And I actually sat down and started, and I started. See, I procrastinate around things, and knowing myself, I know why I procrastinate. It's because the choices. It's always stuck on choices. It's not stuck on the doing. Doing I can do. I have good doing power. It's when I don't know what to do or I have to make decisions that I start going back and forth, and that's where I can get stuck for months and months and months on decision making. And so I sat down and I started seeing, because I always say, well, today you're going to do it. Today you're going to do it. Today you're going to sit down. You're just going to start, no matter what. You're going to start. And so yesterday I sat down and I started seeing that I was going into that place where I was feeling like, oh, I don't know what to do. I need to get up and move. And then I just went into myself and centered myself because it got to be 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and I saw that I was still just doing research. It was 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and I started getting into that place of in my mind where my mind starts shaking, like, what are you doing? You're wasting your time. And I know that there's no progression in that. That is like my biggest stopper, the biggest thing that stops me. It's about 6:30 in the morning now. The sun's coming up over there. I'm behind the beehives, out on a walk with the dogs. So, um, so I started feeling that noise come up, like you're wasting your day, you're wasting your day. And then I calmed myself down. I said, okay, wait a minute. It's only 12 o'clock. You did quite a bit of research. Like up till then, I also watched a video because I've also been debating, like if I do it in Wix or if I do it in Shopify, and that's something that's also been sticking me. And up till then, I watched a video in Shopify versus Wix, and I realized that I want to build it in Wix because Shopify is just a like e-commerce. They only do they mainly focus on e-commerce, and Wix you can do a site that is combined with a blog and all sorts of things. I have more options and opportunities. And so I thought to myself, well, you did make a decision, so that's something good. And also I did a whole bunch of research about cup design. And I thought, well, you just did a whole bunch of research and you didn't actually do anything because I'm a designer. It could take me 20 minutes to design a cup, or maybe not 20 minutes, but it could take me an hour. And I feel like at the end of the day, okay, all you did was research and you didn't get anything out that is actually productive. And there's a lot of days like that I just do research and I don't do, because one thing, once I start getting into it, it starts interesting me and it starts leading me one place to another, and then I go all over the place. And so Wix is really simple. It's a really simple platform. So then I brought myself back and I made myself some tea with that root that concentration root. And I just brought myself back and I said, okay, just start. It doesn't matter, just start. So I started and I started I bought a whole bunch of, I have like 3 different domains that I've been thinking on working on. That Sting is so much better. Yesterday my twin and I went to the hot springs, and that those hot springs, it's a little bit hot still. So I got stung here on my arm. It's a little bit hot still, but it's way better compared to what it was. And so about that, so I started procrastinating about it, and I started working on it. I was going to do this Friends in Galilee site where I combine a whole bunch of artists' different work and have them up for sale, different artists and people that I know. And I started working on it. I just started seeing that it was going to be like such a massive project that it was already shutting me down before I even started. So then I decided, well, let's just start with simple. Just start with what I already have, what I already know. I already have products that I sell. Just start building a site around that. And then what I realized is that uh, uh, progress stops your noise in your mind. When you start going into mind loops and all over the place, if you get some kind of progress in place, then you start feeling, you dissipate those feelings of I'm not doing enough, I'm not doing enough. Obviously, I mean, it sounds obvious when I say it, but I can go for weeks in that mode of mind noise where I'm not getting enough done, procrastinating around it, and getting into all sorts of pressure. But when you start doing something, it relieves the pressure, and at the end of the day you feel a lot more like let go. You feel like this satisfaction of getting something done, even if it's just a few little steps. Like what I did yesterday was just a few little steps. I uploaded some pictures. I went over to my twin's house yesterday afternoon, like late afternoon, and he's also working on a site. He's working on a site for green electricity, and he made contact with the importer of the, I guess, the biggest importer of alternative electricity, like people that have these, but it's solar electricity. So it's not generators with gas. It's all using solar panels, solar batteries that charge. And he's learning all about it. And he contacted the main importer and became a distributor. And so he's building his site now in that. And so he has um, also working with Wix. So he showed me, I went over and asked him to show me, because I know that he was using this platform where you can, it has like this back office where you can put everything into like an Excel, almost like an Excel, and then it fills in the site. So it makes replicas. So I asked him to show that to me. So he showed me that. So today I'm going to go and sit on that a little bit. But it just goes to show that progress makes ease in your life. When you start moving something forward, it calms your mind, and it makes, even if it doesn't have any immediate impact. And see, that's where I get stuck, where it doesn't have any immediate impact on your income. So let's say yesterday I didn't do anything that has immediate impact on my, it's not like packing up packages and sending them off to Amazon, or building a listing on Amazon, where I know that if I do that, it has an immediate impact on my income, right? So a lot of times when I'm working on things that are for the future, and it doesn't have, you don't see any immediate results, it it makes you start having pressure. Wait a minute, I'm working on this and I don't know if it's going to work. It may not even, it may just be a whole bunch of work in vain. And in the meantime, my rent is due, and 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 I have to have immediate income. So that's where I think a lot of us get stuck on building things for the future, is that we're stuck on having to make a living in the now, and we don't put time into building something for the future, because we're not sure if it's going to work. We don't know how it's going to work. But one thing that I've been realizing lately is that any progress is progress. So if I build that now, and even if it doesn't make any, one thing leads to another, even if it doesn't make me any kind of immediate income specifically, it starts moving me in a direction. And so let's say if this site doesn't work, I've already learned how to make a site. And so while in the process of this, another idea might arise that I can do, a different idea that I'm also excited about. You know, things come from movement. Movement creates movement in your life. Momentum creates momentum. So once you start moving something, things have to open up for you. As long as you're in movement and in progress, things are opening. So that's what I'm banking on. Yesterday with my twin, I called him in the afternoon. We went to the hot springs. We had a really good time. I wanted to talk. Well, I think I'll do a different video about it, because this video I've already been talking about my work. I want to do another video about recognizing the Messiah. And would you recognize the Messiah? I've done a video like that in the past, but it's really coming to a point for me. And so I think I'll do a different video on that. So maybe I'm not sure I'll do it now. Maybe later, or maybe tomorrow. It's still coming together. It might even be a video that I sit down. I don't really do very many videos that are planned out. I usually just turn on the camera, and whatever comes out comes out. But there's some videos, there's some ideas that I have about videos, the subjects that I want to talk about that I have that I really want to touch on. Um, I really want to touch on different points in them, and I think that it would do me some good to actually sit down and write out some points before I do the video. That way I have videos that are of quality, and I bring everything about this subject into one. So that's something I'm also planning on doing. Maybe I'll do some shorts so that if people can watch something that is a little more like pinpointed. Anyway, so thank you for watching, and to go get my son out for school.